Now, you know me, any excuse to get out of the studio and go and have an adventure somewhere in Albania, I am there. It was just a couple of months ago that I visited Tropojë and Bayramsuri in the far, far, far north of the country. And when I was there, I learnt a little bit about the chestnut trade. Tropojë is a centre for chestnuts, and the chestnuts that are harvested there are used locally to make flour, to be eaten, to be roasted, but also they're exported and they are used in premium tobaccos and chocolates in Europe. The harvest takes place every year in the middle of October, and I was super excited to get an invitation to go there, see how they harvest the chestnuts, eat lots of them as well, and learn about the whole process. Let's have a look. Hello from Tropojë, from Chestnut Hill. The last time I was here, it was the middle of summer, it was glorious. Today, it's raining. There is mist covering the entire valley. You cannot see a thing. The air is thick with moisture. I'm not sure if it's even rain or just the fact we're so high up in the clouds here. I've come to see the chestnut harvest. This area is very well known for its chestnut production that used to produce around 5,000 tonnes of chestnuts every year. These chestnuts are used locally to make chestnut flour. They're sold in markets in Tirana and the rest of the country. They're also exported to countries like Italy, where they're used to make chocolate and even very high-end cigarettes and tobacco. But there is a problem. So this year, I've been told that only about 20–30% of the potential crop is harvestable because there is a problem. There is an invasive bug, a gall wasp, it's called, which is infecting the trees and preventing them from bearing fruit, from producing chestnuts. This is a big problem, but I've also heard that there is a solution. I really love this part of the world, you know. The air is so fresh here. The nature is beautiful. I mean, it's quiet, there's no traffic, there's no sirens, there's no obnoxious music blaring from coffee shops. It's just, as my partner described, a complete hidden gem. But that hidden aspect of it does cause some problems, which we'll be finding out about a bit more later. So these are some Tropojën chestnuts. They come in various different sizes, from very big to sort of smaller. Depending on the size, they're used for different things. So the larger ones may be exported to markets where they have a demand for whole chestnuts. They're used for like roasting or sold as a whole product, whereas the much smaller ones, or the oddly shaped ones perhaps, would be used for flour or for chocolate or for cigarettes. So this is what they do, and there are a few people locally who have machines to sort them, but otherwise people do it in their homes. They sort them sort of manually. So I'm here at Chestnut Hill, and there is a group of scouts here. Now, Tropojë is home to Albania's first scout troop, and it's quite exciting because I was a brownie and a guide, which is sort of the women's equivalent of scouts in the UK. But here, it's the mixed group of boys and girls aged between sort of 12, 15, 16, and they have hiked from Bayramsuri to Chestnut Hill today. It's taken them a good few hours up through the mist, up through the mountains, up through the chestnut trees. And they've been doing trail marking. So they've been marking trees with bio-friendly paint to mark a path from the city up here. And they're going to choose a name for it as well. And it's been a really nice experience for them. I'm going to chat to them now and find out a bit more about what they think. How was your day today? What have you been doing? Do you want to start?
Yes. The day was great. We have been hiking from Bayramsuri to here, Chestnut Hill, and it was a very great experience, especially for the first comers. We also did a marking for the tourists who come from other places, and I really loved it. I want to do it again.
And how was the experience? I mean, it's a bit rainy today, it's a bit cold. What was it like?
Today was the perfect weather, because if it is so sunny, too much sunny, it's a little bit tired to walk. and it's perfect. Yeah, it was very good.
Was it a bit scary? Was there any bits that you were a bit nervous about?
No, it wasn't very hard. We were like 4 groups. Yeah, and we had so much fun, like talking together and things.
And you're from Bayramsuri. Have you been up here before? Have you explored the mountains?
Yeah, we went on so many hikings with the scouts, and we had very great experiences with all the hikings that we did. This is our first time coming to Chestnut, but it was great. It was very good. Yeah, I had so much fun.
You're all from Bayramsuri. Do you want to stay here, or do you plan to go to Tirana or Germany or?
Yeah, I plan to go to Tirana to do my school, the university. But then I just want to go to England or Germany or somewhere. Yeah, I do.
Don't go. Stay. I'm from England, and I chose to live here. I'd love to live in Tropojës, actually.
No, I wouldn't.
If it was quicker for me to get to Tirana, I would live here, definitely. For the fresh air, for the nature, the peace and quiet, I'm going to England next week for work, and I'm not even looking forward to it because the weather is terrible, the food is bad, people are not friendly either, Here, you're so lucky to live in a place like this, But I understand, for work, for careers.
Yeah, I think there are opportunities for jobs, so why not?
Yes, but working online is something you can do as well. I'm a journalist.
Things. Yeah.
As long as I have my laptop, I can work, wherever I am. You pass the microphone along. So you are a member of Scouts. This is the first Scouts group in Albania. What's it like being a part of Scouts?
Being a part of Scouts is a very nice experience, and we get to do a lot of fun stuff. We get to go on hikings, of course. We get to have meetings with each other and, of course, make other friendships and just have a fun time.
And to learn more about where you live as well, I think.
Yes.
Because maybe you wouldn't have the chance to come and do something like today otherwise.
Not hiking, of course, but we would come here by car, something like that.
It's not
but
the same.
Hiking's more
better.
Fun, yes.
Yes, better for your health. And now I'm going to ask you a question. If you pass the mic along, chestnuts. Did you know that this area is great for chestnuts?
Yeah, I know because we collect chestnuts here, and I know that there are chestnuts here, and this field is great for chestnuts, and they grow here. But I've never been here. It's my first time, but I'm amazed how lucky we are to have those chestnuts, not only the chestnuts, but those places in our city.
And do you think there's a future here for developing this industry more? There's money to be made in it, but I've heard that there are not enough people to pick all the chestnuts.
Yeah, I think there might be development because I see some kids my age that at this time they collect chestnuts and they make money for school and other things.
Really?
And
This is great.
Not only chestnuts, but in summer they collect blueberries, and now in this time they collect the chestnuts. It's for school, for money and everything. I think it's a good opportunity for us to have those.
Of course. Okay, it's your turn now. What would you say to somebody to encourage them to come to Tropojës? What's so wonderful about this place?
I would actually encourage them to go because we have some of the best nature here in Albania. There are places like here in Markaj, Valbona and other places. We have great mountains, rivers and everything you could ask for we have here. So it would be wonderful for everyone to come here.
And this is up to you as well to help change the economy as well. You go to Tirana, you learn, you go to England, you study, but then come back and use what you've learned to help develop things here.
We have to stay here and make change.
It's in your hands. So me and the group of Scouts have left Chestnut Hill and we're going for a little hike up into the mountains here. We're going further up into the mist. The trees are incredible here. They're turning gold and yellow and orange. The air is fresh. It's incredibly beautiful. And I have my chestnut sack. I am going to go and collect some chestnuts of my own to take back to Tirana to enjoy. And so I was told yesterday about the minerals that there are in these mountains. During the time of Enver Hoxha, they wanted to build mines here to extract them. Look at these. I have no idea what they are, but they look beautiful. We're currently a bit lost. We're looking for the group of scouts and the guide and everybody else, but we're lost. But honestly, there's definitely worse places to be lost than here. Look around. We're not lost anymore. Did we miss the chestnuts or did you leave some for us? A little, thank you. This area is stunning, you know, these huge craggy mountains veined with purple, green, silver, mineral rocks. And then you have these vast plains among it all. This is sort of hidden between all the peaks. You have these incredible chestnut trees everywhere. They're huge, they must be centuries old. They're taller than the telegraph poles. And look here, they're taller. And they're starting to turn. There's these golden, red, burgundy ferns everywhere. And the chestnuts just fall from trees and people can pick them. You wouldn't know about this place. That's how it is. Away in the folds of northern Albania. It's amazing. So this is a chestnut. It's really spiky. You need gloves for this kind of work, I think. And then you have to break them open. Ow! My delicate hands are not for this work. And then you find the chestnut inside and you throw away the husks afterwards. Hope I didn't hit a kid by accident.
Jemi në pyllin e gështenjave dhe do demonstrojmë se si vjen koha e grumbullimit të saj dhe se si duhet kujdesemi ne për gështenjën derisa ta grumbullojmë. Patjetër duke fillu të kemi doreza, sepse ajo ka disa gjëmba, siç mund ta shikoni, gështenja në pemë. Kështu që ky frut ose arror, si mund të themi ne, ky bie në tokë nëpërmjet shkundjes ose natyralisht kur është gati i pjekur dhe gjithmonë keni nevojë për doreza që të bëni hapjen e saj. Se ne këtu morëm thjesht një model, cilin do e demonstrojmë. Dhe grumullimi fillon kështu.
Është e vogla, është.
Kjo është shumë e vogël si version, por që ne thjesht gjetëm diçka këtu. Por që masia tyre ka masi të ndryshme gështenja, siç i shikoni këtu, dhe ndahen, seleksionohen në grupe të ndryshme, gjithashtu edhe kanë çmime të ndryshme. Siç mund ta shikoni, kjo ka një masi gati 2 fish më shumë. Dhe grumullimi i saj bëhet nëpërmjet rrjetave plastike të këtij lloji që kemi marrë neve, që është plastike riciklueshme.
Edhe një qesë
çdo kush mund ta grumullojë ose është edhe një volum i vogël që mund ta mbash në dorë.
Po një qesë është 1 kg, 2 kg?
Kjo është versioni 5 kg.
5 kg.
Kjo është 5 kg, ti mund mushësh 3.
Çmimi për 5 kg?
Çmimi varion diku te 2 euro për kilogram këtë vit, pasi sasia është edhe më e vogël në fakt. Por që nëse ti këtë produkte zbret deri në qytet ose deri në Tiranë, kjo ka vlerën 2 fish ose 3 fish më shumë. Kështu që ti që ke mundësinë ta çosh deri në Tiranë, nga 2 euro është 6 euro, kështu që fitimi është 3 fishohet.
Edhe për një person sa kile në ditë?
Një person, po them, mund të grumulloj nga 20 kg një shumë i ri, vogël si tush, deri në 50, 70, ka edhe nga ato që mbledhin 100.
100 kg në ditë. Me 2 euro për kilo është 200 euro për një ditë punë.
Diçka që ka një vlerë shumë të madhe që ti të sigurosh se thush materiale ose ushqime ose diçka për familjen tate për një afat gjatë, pasi janë thjesht 10-15 ditë pune të tilla, po që mund të sigurojnë një bazë për 12 muaj çdo familje.
Po edhe është për 2-3 javë në vit?
2-3 javë në vit, por që ti nuk ke asnjë lloj kujdesi për to, mund të jetosh në Angli, mund të jetosh në Gjermani, mund të jetosh në Tiranë, ose këtu në qytet dhe të vish thjesht ditët e caktuara që është koha e vjeljes ose grumbullimit të gështenjës.
There's a lot of opportunity to make some money for some weeks.
Është shumë me leverdi kjo gjë, shumë.
But you have a small problem. You don't have enough people to collect all of the chestnuts.
Nuk ka njerëz momentalisht shumë që të bëjmë neve grumbullimin ose sasin totale të gështenjave që ne si qytet i Tropojës disponojmë, dhe kemi nevojë patjetër për të jashtëm që të arrijmë ta grumbullojmë, sepse një sasi shumë e madhe ngelet në tokë, mund ta gjesh në janar në shkurt, domethënë shumë kollaj gjatë tokë, domethënë kohës të dimrit nëpër çdo cep, që është një sasi e konsiderueshme që ne nuk arrijmë ta mbledhim, ta grumbullojmë.
It's thousands of euros left on the floor, basically, every year.
Sepse nuk janë punëtorët ose njerëzit e interesuar ose nuk kanë informacionin e duhur, domethënë, që të vinë dhe ta grumullojnë, pasi unë si Ermal ose si biznes kam krijuar këtë grumullimin e saj, domethënë jam i gatshëm që t'ia blej kujdo që më afron si produkt.
PJ, honorary citizen of Tropojës, what are you doing to help drum up a bit of enthusiasm, maybe get some volunteers to help with this?
Well, considering the fact that we have this chestnut is a national treasure and also an actual value for our Tropojan community, we want to engage the youth of our community, especially the Scouts group, Scouts movement and the Glow Club, to help learn from this experience. They can and then come in and do some volunteer work collecting this chestnut and show them economic value of one, respecting these, and also how they can use this for their future and getting engaged with it. So I think combination of adding the value of the volunteers from the Scout and working with the business owners in guiding them, we can create a synergy from that.
Great work, thank you.
Thank you.
What does it mean when they're closed?
You should open with something much stronger. So you can use the food like this and open, you see?
Yeah?
And then comes the chestnut
Lovely.
like this.
So this year they had a little bit of some viruses that got into them.
Yes.
So last year they didn't have, or this year actually, they didn't have a very good harvest.
This year I think there is because of sickness. I think there is like 20 till 25% of chestnuts on the tree.
Wow.
Because they get sick, and we need help from government and from Europe and from
Everywhere.
USA also,
Yes.
to help us to create laboratories and to fight the sickness of chestnut.
So-
because there is a big amount of cash every
Yes.
year we lose now.
Yes.
But this 20%, I think that there is millions of euros
Yes.
now
Absolutely.
here, and nobody.
Millions of euros.
They're not harvesting it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, not only just the chestnut itself, also it's affected the chestnut honey. that they
Yes.
make from
Yeah.
that. So that's also affected by.
It's
so this year we had really low amount of.
It's an aphrodisiac apparently in Italy. I read this.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
I think I got about 2 or 3 kilos here. Yeah. My hands are full of thorns though.
No problem.
That's a problem. Occupational hazard. So we've finished chestnut harvesting for the day. It's quite hard work because you're bending down, you're picking them up, you're stamping on them to open them. But it's not difficult, you know, and it's immensely satisfying. It's kind of therapeutic because you're outside in this wonderful nature, and the act of finding a chestnut, opening it, seeing what's inside, finding a big one, it's actually really satisfying.
sot ne dy veta, burrë e grua, kemi bashkuar rreth 60 kg.
60.
Deri
Sa është çmimi?
Çmimi është 150 lekë treja. Për 1 kilogram.
Ku shitje?
Këto shitjen janë disa pika që i grumbullojnë këtu nëpër qendër, të cilat i kanë krijuar një mundësi të i përpunojnë, i seleksionojnë dhe i tregtojnë me sa diun për eksport.
So we're back in Bayram Suri now. We just drove down the mountain and I saw lots of people on the way, cars parked by the side of the roads, bags full of chestnuts, man and wife, single women, men on their own, harvesting these chestnuts. And none of them would speak on the camera, but they all told the same story. There's a lot of money to be made here. We just pick this ourselves. We sell them in Bayram Suri. But they all said that the problem with the trees, so this insect and the blight that the trees suffer from, is a huge, huge problem. They said each year the situation is getting worse. And this is a big problem because lots of people rely on this for their sustenance, for a big chunk of their income. It's an informal economy, but it's one that's very, very important to the people here. And they are all very concerned about how they're going to be able to survive because they rely on this money and how they're going to be able to survive next year and the year after unless the situation changes.
Here matters.
So I'm here in one of the sorting centres in Bayram Suri in the village of Doyan. And what happens here is the chestnuts are brought, they're delivered by the people who pick them. They're then put into the machine here. And each of these turbines has different shaped holes, different sized holes in. And they spin. And the chestnuts, depending on the size, fall through the holes. And they are then separated into different sizes. And then afterwards, each crate of each size is checked by hand. People check them to make sure they're okay, they're not rotten, but also for the weevils, which are one of the problems then that the chestnut harvesters are facing. So they remove all of the infected chestnuts, they throw them away, and then the chestnuts are put into boxes and they are stored for 3 or 4 months in a fridge behind here. So the fridge stores them at about 0 degrees. They stay there for a few months before they are then sold at a higher price. They also sort boronits here, blueberries, and these are frozen and kept in minus 18 degrees. I went inside the fridge, it was absolutely freezing, obviously.
Ndodhemi në kurorën e Gështenjave tek chestnut-illi, sipër masivit të Gështenjave, i cili është masivi më i madh në Ballkan. Tropoja shquhet për zhvillimin e kësaj kulture, e cila është një kulturë e shenjtë, sepse sipas legjendave mendohet që klerikët i kanë sjell gështenjat si frut të bekur prej Zotit për të mirën e njerëzimit. Për fat të keq, këto vite prodhimi ka psu një goxha të madhe për shkak se është shfaq një smundje të gështenja dhe Ministria e Bujqësisë Shtetit Shqiptar po përpiqet ta mbulojë, ta mbyt këtë lloj infeksioni. Kanë hedhur një insekt për të luftuar sëmundjen, por ka dhe një dobësi e cila shteti, qeverisja vendore do të bëjnë të pamundurën që ta drejtojnë procesin e mirëmbajtjes së gështenjes. Pastrimin e pyllit, krasitjen, shëmfishimin e insekteve të dobishme. Po tregoj një diçka, në të kaluarën para viteve 90, ndërmarrja bujqësore e cila kishte sipërmarrje për të kujdesur për pyllin e gështenjave, i krynte të gjitha shërbimet. Krasitjen, ngrumbullimin e mbeturinave, dhe ajo ishte tamam si një kopsht me lule, kujtojnë fjalës. Këto vitet e tranzicionit nuk janë realizuar proceset e tilla, por duhet ndërhyrja e shtetit, ndërhyrja e qeverisjes vendore, që të merren gjitha masat e dura që për këtë pasuri të madhe të Tropojës dhe pa frikë them që është edhe pasuri kombëtare, të rritet kujdesi me qëllimin e mirë që të rritet prodhimi, të rriten të ardhurat për banorët, e ndërkohë të mendohet edhe për zhvillimin e industrisë përpunuese. Sepse gështenja sot për sot thjesht grumbullohet dhe tregtohet, por Tropoja ka interes dhe duhet të shprehet interes i madh qoftë i qeverisë vendore, i biznesit, i qeverisë, që përpunimi i frutit për me arrit në prodhime të natyrave të ndryshme, mielin, komposton, reçelin e gështenjës, edhe në produkte tjera. Tranzicioni ka shkaktuar probleme të thella sepse të gjitha fabrikat, të gjitha punishtet janë mbyllur, nuk zhvillohet më aktivitet. Gjatë i tranzicioni akoma nuk kemi arrit që po themi tek niveli i përpunimit të produkteve, jo vetëm thjesht i përpunimit, por edhe i standardizimit të produkteve për të arritur kualitete të larta, qoftë për tregun e brendshëm, qoftë edhe për tregun e jashtëm.
Në Bashkia Europiane, sepse ka shumë standarde.
Po, ka shumë standarde. Por unë besoj që qeveria do të kushtoj shumë vëmendje, sidomos tani është momenti i duhur, që të inkurajohen biznese specifike për të suportuar me financime, për të mbështetur me trajnime ekipet e tyre dhe për të inkurajuar biznese të cilat krijojnë një premisë të mirë qoftë për punësimin e njerëzve, njëkohësisht edhe për përpunimin e produktit sipas standardeve europiane. Një nga këto produkte të cilën unë shoh si një burim të mirë punësimi dhe të ardhurash është edhe përpunimi i frutit të gështenjës.
This area is called Markaj, and here we have established a first demonstration plot. We have two demonstration plots, one in Baramturi and one in Lake Bibaj.
And what's the purpose of it? You say demonstration plot. What is it to demonstrate and to who?
This demonstration plot is to demonstrate silviculture activities to farmers, to forest specialists of the municipality and other stakeholders, and to see how this activity could support the increase of the production and make plants more healthy.
So you cut down a lot of the trees to make more distance between them so the nutrients that are around are sucked up by one tree as opposed to 5, and this means more fruit and bigger fruit as well.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of chopped branches here. Like some of these, they look a bit dead almost, but then you have healthier branches above. Can you explain what's happened here?
Most of them are because of the chestnut blight, which is a cancer of the chestnut. And in order to make, let's say, this site full, let's say, in terms of technical elements of the intervention, we have also to cut all the branches. And in some years, the canopy of the tree will come a bit lower, in order also for farmers to have, let's say, less, let's say, work need to harvest. I think most of the trees in this territory are affected by the chestnut blight, but nature created also the antidote for the blight.
So it's a problem, but it's not a huge problem. There is a natural remedy. It's survival of the fittest. It's not a huge problem. But then when it's combined with the other problem we have, which is the gall wasps, then it becomes a bigger problem.
Yes. In the past 4 or 5 years, this is the biggest issue that chestnut is facing. Gall wasp, it's reducing the leaf part of the trees, and it reduces the possibility of the trees to, let's say, produce fruits, to produce flowers and fruits. We are trying with the FAO support to produce the beneficiary insect, which is a methodology that is already tested in European countries and other countries. And this year we have started to release some insects, beneficiary insects in Tropoja. And we will continue, but this is the work that should go up to 10 years.
It needs longer.
The gall wasp is laying its eggs in the shoots of the leaves and not in the fruit. Nature has created, let's say, this magic. I can say that At the time that gall wasp is increasing and the beneficiary insect is increasing, at the certain moment, the beneficiary insect will increase and reduce the population of the gall wasp, and at the end, both will disappear. It's one of the best cases in nature that it does not affect other, let's say, species, only this one.
Can we go see them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are here at the lab that we have established part of the FAO project. We also have been supported by a UK project, New Perspectives, and this initiative is part of a global FAO initiative called One Country, One Product Initiative, and Albania have selected chestnut. And considering the issue with the chestnut gall wasp, we have, together with the Ministry of Agriculture and the local municipality, we are, let's say, supporting the production of the beneficiary insects using this facility. And we will see inside how this work is managed. We have one expert from FAO, we have 2 experts from municipality, and 1 person from the Ministry of Agriculture working during the season where is the production of the insect.
Në frigoriferin këtu ruajmë gjithë materialin biologjik I cili është mbledhur nga natyra në periudhën e nëntorit, deri në momentin që ne fillojmë të përgatitemi për produktin për me nxjerr nga dhoma tjetër që fillon faza e formimit të insektit. Pasi insekti formohet dhe lejen në temperatura të ndryshme, dhomat janë temperatura të ndryshme, pasi insekti formohet nga dhoma tjetër, del në formë mize, në trajt mizash, I marrin dhe I sjellin përsëri te kjo dhoma këtu në tavolinat këtu përkatëse I marrim dhe I ndajmë ato. I ndajmë nga femra dhe meshkuj. Dhe këto bëhet me probabilitet. Pasi kemi ndarë femra dhe meshkuj, I ushqejmë me mjalt, kryesisht mjalt gështenje, dhe pas 24 orëve që ato janë ushqyer, I marrim dhe I bashkojmë dhe I nxjerrim në terren. Pasi I nxjerrim në terren, ato vazhdojnë procesin e shumimit. Këto është dhoma ku ne arrim procesin e formimit të insektit. Pasi kemi marrë materialin fillestar biologjik nga natyra, kemi nxjerrë nga frigorifer, I vendosim në këto kutit. Kutit kanë një metodë veten mekanike që duhet mbyllen hermetik, mos lirojmë cepet që mizat të fshihen. Mbushen në masën 1/4 e kutisë, që mizat të ketë mundësinë që të lëviz dhe dalin në hapësirën këto. Këtu vendosen gotat. Këto, pasi ka ardhur momenti për të zgjuar mizat, këto dalin në gotat këtu. Mbushet, arrim me ndruar rreth 15 gota ndoshta në ditë. Pasi I mbushim këto, I marrim dhe I kalojmë tek dhoma tjetër. Janë të gatshme për ushqyrje. I ndajmë dhe I kalojmë ka dhoma tjetër. I ushqejmë mirë, pastaj bëjmë qelëzimin e tyre dhe I hedhim në natyrë.
So my 2 days in Tropojës have come to an end and I've had a wonderful time. I've experienced incredible hospitality. I've been hiking in the mountains. I've learned about minerals. I've learned about chestnuts. I've picked chestnuts. I've destroyed my fingertips in the process. I've seen firsthand the damage that the blight and the gall wasps are having on the chestnut trees, but I've also understood the potential this industry has. There is millions of euros on the trees in this area, and it's not being taken advantage of. You know, there's not enough people to collect them. There are the problems with these diseases and parasites, but there are people trying to make a change, but there's only so much the local people can do. They need help from investors, from the government, from the ministries to really, you know, increase the measures such as the insects which fight the gall wasp, and also to encourage local people to come here and to work for a couple of weeks every year. There is a lot of money to be made. If these things don't happen, if there's not investment, if there's not infrastructural support, if local people aren't mobilized to take advantage of this situation, Tropojës chestnut industry is going to die, and that would be a big shame.